comes from Cassian. Father Simon... Yes, Cassian. Matt.
Cassian.
Father Simon, Sister Susie, Brother Matt, or whoever it is.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
This was an incident that occurred in the early 1980s, which is a dark secret that keeps haunting me from time to time regarding a decision or indecision I was responsible for, which could have had tragic consequences. I was promoted to be the boss of an engineering company. This operation was a division of a very successful large group with a reputation for prudent financial management. My excitement at this promotion was soon quelled by the dire cash situation caused partially by the recession and partly by the reluctance of other companies in the group to pay us for goods that we'd supplied to them. As the year went on, the situation gradually deteriorated. The pile of angry letters from suppliers got higher, soon to be joined by another pile of letters threatening court action, and later to be joined by another pile saying the bailiff would be coming. As we approached Christmas, the receptionist said that the bailiff wondered if he'd be invited to our party. This is our first Christmas confession, by the way. In November, Fred, the personnel manager, this was before some idiot invented HR, came to see me. You knew where you were with a personnel manager.
Right.
He had another one of many visits from Nobby, the shop steward. Now, Nobby...
Oh, please. We really are there, aren't we?
Nobby, the shop steward, Father Simon, was aggressive, militant and lazy. He was a short, obese chap, and he and I had taken an instant dislike to each other.
Okay.
You don't say. Nobby had asked if we were going to give everyone a turkey at Christmas. Although we were in a desperate financial situation, I felt that we could not avoid this event. As I had found 6 turkeys in our freezer from the previous year, I asked Fred to order...
Brilliant. That's okay then. That's fine.
I asked Fred to order 244 turkeys as there were 250 employees. Fred objected to us giving out the old turkeys. I told him not to worry and I would decide who got the old turkeys. So, on Christmas Eve, at lunchtime, well, the nights are drawing in, so we're
they are, yeah.
On Christmas Eve, at lunchtime, a queue started to form, and I began to give out the turkeys to the shop floor. I'd already decided that I would use the supermarket approach, and I'd give out the old turkeys to the first 6 in the queue. Well, believe it or not, Nobby was in first place. He was in the front of the queue with 3 of his cronies behind him. There was no doubt in my mind that they had pushed their way to the front of the queue. Nobby seemed a bit surprised that I smiled at him as I gave him his turkey and wished him a Merry Christmas. After lunch, Fred came to see me with George, the works engineer, who had just come back from sick leave. Unnecessary detail.
Yes.
They both seemed to be in a bit of a panic. George announced that there had been a power cut during the summer works holidays,
of course.
and I shouldn't have given out those 6 turkeys for obvious reasons, because thaw, free refreezing, and so on. I was furious, demanding to know why they hadn't been thrown out. That's the turkeys, not George and Fred. So I told them that I would deal with it and swore them to secrecy. I spent an hour thinking about it and decided to do nothing. Over the Christmas holidays, I had visions of Nobby and his family suffering from food poisoning, and I cautiously listened to the local news to check for health scares. Halfway through the holiday, I actually saw George in the supermarket, but I avoided him. Very clever of me, I thought. I entered the factory in the new year with my fingers crossed. I walked around the shop floor and made a point of seeking out Nobby and his cronies and the other 2 recipients of the old turkeys. Nobby was at his machine, scowling as normal. I was a bit surprised when I walked up to him and wished him a Happy New Year and asked him if he'd enjoyed his Christmas. Was it just me, Father Simon, or did he look a little older, a little green around the gills, a little weaker, a little less militant?
Right, that'll be it.
I certainly heard less about the workers' control of the means of production
Yes.
for the next few weeks.
Right.
Thankfully, Marx doesn't get a lot of mention.
No.
Thankfully, all had survived and enjoyed their Christmas dinner, but I did feel all the old turkey eaters were on borrowed time, and all because of me. I don't seek forgiveness from the shop stewards because they got the old turkeys by pushing their way to the front of the queue, but I do seek forgiveness from the families who may have suffered due to their breadwinner's greed. So this is side Cassian, retired managing director. Thanks, Cass. Let's check in with... I know where this is going to go.
Yeah.
Sister Jackie.
Yes, this is not a tough one for me at all. Yeah, you're definitely not forgiven. Scrooge by any other name.
It is quite Scrooge-like, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
I think,
Very Scrooge-like.
yes, so I think so. Brother from another gutter.
Yes, I mean, I'm minded to forgive Cassian, Cassio, whatever.
Cassian?
Cassius, never heard of it.
Cassian, the retired managing director.
Of course, yes. I'm minded to forgive him just because, I mean, it did seem like that Nobby had it coming, really, barging his way to the front of the queue with his cronies to get the free turkey. I didn't know that was a thing, getting a free turkey at Christmas, and certainly off turkey, making you less militant. Don't remember seeing that in Dr. Zhivago. So for that reason, I'm going to forgive.
Okay, says the People's Verdict, please.